Hey everybody, it's Raine with the Cloudburst podcast here. Flying solo and just wanted to cover a couple things here. It's not going to be too long a one, so hopefully I don't bore y'all too much. But wanted to talk about a bowling and my kind of bowling journey that I've been on so far. So many of y'all know that I'm a very, very avid bowler. I bowl in 3 nights a league a week on top of doing different tournaments. And actually, at the time of recording, we have a tournament to go to tomorrow on Saturday at the Rocky Mountain Bowling Center. It is the Hall of Fame tournament, I do believe. We've already got our team set up for it. Definitely excited, definitely stoked. And it's always a good time bowling there. The Rocky Mountain Bowling Center is the home house for me. That's where I bowl. It's one of the few wooden lane houses left. They keep that place in amazing shape. Shout out to the Hodges family and everybody working behind the scenes there. Y'all do a great job, and it definitely keeps you on your toes, which I'm a fan of, because I believe if you're not learning and growing, then you're just being stagnant. So it's always good to have yourself and push yourself a little bit harder, and try to become a better version of yourself. And it's a PBA regional house, which is pretty cool. Definitely get to go out there a couple times a year and watch the professional guys go out there and make it happen on the lanes that I bowl on all the time, and it's very, very entertaining. So, the other part of it too is I'm a two-handed bowler. How that happened. My girlfriend and her dad, that is Tiffany Allen and Andy Potter. Andy called Tiffany up one day and said, "Hey, I need you to bowl in a league with me." She said, "I haven't bowled in a very long time." He said, "Doesn't care. I need a partner. Will you be my partner?" So I sat on the sideline for a season and sat up there and watched him bowl, and finally just said, "I'm going to figure this out. Like, I'm going to go ahead and drill a ball." So I get a ball drilled. I don't even know what it was at this point anymore. But get the ball drilled. Didn't have time for me to actually throw it because league was going on. So went to a different house to bowl, and about halfway through the first game, it stuck on my thumb. I had it drilled fingertip for a one-handed style of bowling and was too stubborn to go get it checked and go get it fixed. And what I learned now is definitely make sure that your equipment fits you, because if it doesn't, it creates bad habits, and bad habits are hard to break at the end of the day. But it stuck on my thumb. I launched it into the middle of the ball return, actually coming up the lanes, took a chunk out of the ball, put a dent in it, apologized, couldn't put my thumb back in it. So this proceeded for, probably about 2 weeks of throw the ball, thumbsticks, get scared of it, stop bowling. And finally one day I said, I've seen some guys throw it two-handed, so we're just going to try for it. So I start bowling two-handed, and took about 6 months to actually figure it out, and had a bunch of people help me out and offer assistance and give me different ways of thinking and learning this game. And when I first started, I didn't even know what lane courtesy is. For anybody who doesn't bowl, that is when you are bowling, the people on the opposite sides of you are supposed to step back. It's just one lane courtesy. But I didn't even know that. Or, when you're waiting on your shot, you're supposed to let the people who are on each side of you throw first. Yet again, we're always learning, we're always adapting. But I figured out how to throw it two-handed, and now, as I like to tell people, if you see me throw a ball one-handed, it's a lot like a newborn baby giraffe. It's a whole bunch of kicking and flailing, and that's about the best way I can describe it. I do it from time to time just to goof off and have fun, but definitely primarily two-handed bowling. Speaking of people that have helped me out a lot, shout out Ben Priest, shout out Shane Hill, Mikey Purdue, Parker Purdue, Dwayne Hodges. The list goes on, and I'm forgetting a bunch of y'all, and I do apologize for that. But shout out to everybody that actually bowls at that center and has given me tips and tricks and pushed me, and I do like to talk a little trash every now and then, believe it or not. And they always just turn around and fire it right back at me, and we have a really good crew up there, and it is a blast to be around. So speaking of that, I guess now is a pretty decent time to bring it up. Through some social media acquaintances. I have met a guy on TikTok by the name of Brian, aka Pickles. Please go give that cat a follow. He's a very good bowler. He's funny. He's always posting videos all the time. We try to help each other out. So ended up meeting him and finding out that he actually has a podcast himself, and it's called the Bowlers Helping Bowlers podcast. And through a little bit of conversation between him, just me and him chatting over the internet, I have actually been asked to be a guest on there. So that is tomorrow at 9 p.m. on the Bowlers Helping Bowlers podcast. I will actually be sitting in and talking. I do not know how much help I can be to other people, but definitely going to have a great conversation and a good time doing it. And shout out to those guys for, bringing me on. I'm definitely well excited for this, and I'm curious to see how it's going to go. I've watched several of their other podcasts. They're hilarious. They're fun people. So I imagine that this is going to be a good one. And we get to goof off together and expand a little bit from what I'm used to what they're used to. And yeah, it's going to be a really good time. Another thing I wanted to touch on, we have got together a pretty decent little guest list for people coming on my podcast, the Cloudburst podcast. We've got people from musicians to, I've got a couple more race car drivers coming on here. Got some mechanics coming on here. Hopefully we can get them together. I've got Ben and Shane coming on here. I just shouted them out earlier. They're wanting to make an appearance on it. So I'm really excited to see what this 2026 has in store. I'm not the greatest at these solo podcasts just yet, but I imagine you'll be hearing more from me. So if there's any topics or something y'all want me to cover, feel free to shout them out in the comments, send me messages. Y'all know how to get a hold of me. And I guess on that note, we're going to wrap this one up. So until we see y'all again, y'all be good.